Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all doing great. This is going to be a very candid vlog where we're going to give you a status update of our house. For those of you who have just started watching this video, just to give you some background, we recently purchased a house here in Bangalore, an apartment, and things have been getting rather hectic because it's at that stage where we have to finalize on the interiors, and we are in a stage where we are going to get some solid work done in the kitchen. So let's go to the site and take a look. Hi guys, so we are currently at the site. We are in our home and we see that a lot of unboxing and a lot of assembly has started. Just to give you guys some context, about 3-4 weeks ago we saw a lot of packages in our master bedroom and they were all the modular units for our kitchen. So since then we've been extremely curious to know what the laminate color looks like for real, because the render that we got from the builder had a certain color to it and the render from the laminate website itself had a certain color to it. So we wanted to know how it actually looks in person. Here's our chance of finding out. Let's quickly take a look. So this here looks like some pieces that they have assembled for the bathrooms. Very, very heavy. So here's to hoping that they last us a long time. The wood grain looks nice. So this has been around for some time now and gotten a little of dust on top of it, yet to be installed. As soon as we came in and we saw all of these boxes, we were a little worried because this is a color that we had no clue about and they looked quite dark. But I think the understanding is that this seems to be the default color for all the internals. So this is the default laminate for everything that's just going to be the inside parts of the modular. So I think it looks fine. So like this is an adjustable shelf and it has a kind of brownish grey sort of woven look to it. Hi guys, so as you can see I'm in the kitchen now and we were surprised to see that some good amount of assembly has already taken place and good progress. So this is the section that I wanted to show you guys, because here finally we got to see one of the laminates we chose and how it looks for real. This is Tahiti Samoa Teak and it's by the brand Merino Laminates. So when we saw the swatch, we liked it, but we weren't really sure how it's going to look when it's finally gone into production and it gets installed. So we went for vertical grains and we very much like how it looks in person. It looks very classy and very neat. So we went through the living room, we went through the kitchen, and we still don't see the other laminate we chose. This bedroom has been closed shut, so I think some of the pieces, because we see a lot of empty packaging, I think some of the pieces are going to be here. Let's take a look and see if we can finally see the other laminate as well. Oh yes, it's here. So I'm going to show you guys the other laminate color as well, because it's something called moss grey and it was supposed to look a little greenish, but I think it looks more grey than green. So as you guys can see, this side of the room, they've arranged all the top cabinetry doors. So this is the other color that we chose. It's a moss grey by Merino Laminates again, and it looked greenish on the render provided by Merino's website itself, but the builder had given us a far more realistic render, I'm supposing now that I can see it in person, where it looks a lot more grey. So that's where seeing things in person makes a difference. Anyways, this grey itself looks nice, I guess in the sense in the long run, because this is going to be both the top cabinetry up to the wall, that is the loft included. A color like this is going to ensure the room doesn't look too dark, so it's going to look light and airy. And also because of this color, maybe we can get a little more adventurous with the countertop and the backsplash tile especially. So that's what we're going to do, because currently the countertop and backsplash options available from the builder is not something we're happy with. I'll show you guys that as well. So we received it on email and then we came here to see the sample in person. We don't quite like it. It looks too monotonous and boring, especially now that our color looks very, very safe as a choice. So we'd like to play around with the backsplash and the countertop and make sure there's some amount of color and design element coming in there. Since we didn't like what the builder is giving us with regards to the countertop and backsplash, which is full body tile options, we've decided to take a look at what are the options available on the market for the same, and we are going to be doing this by visiting a couple of stores near us and asking them about the options and the pros and cons of different options available. So let's get started, and I hope you find this information useful as well. So here I am, and we have a whole lot of options for the countertop slab in front of us, and to walk me through this we have Mr. Manish here. He's going to explain what all of these materials are and the pros and cons of each of them. Let's get started.
Yeah, thank you so much, Anusha. It's a pleasure having you here. And as you can see, we have a lot of countertop options available today for your selection. Firstly, start off with Quartz. As you can see, we have multiple options in Quartz alone. Quartz is a engineered stone that is locally manufactured here, and India is one of the largest exporters of quartz. We have one of the best quality of quartz being produced in India itself, built through a state-of-the-art robotic factory where completely is made by machines. Right, and the beauty of quartz is that you have multiple options with different colors that is available. That's quartz, and typically it starts off with 20 mm thickness, as you can see the thickness here.
So that is the standard thickness?
Yeah, that's the standard thickness. I mean, you get 15 mm, which are the cheaper quartz, but 20 mm is always recommended. If you want to go for a higher grade, then 30 mm is also available.
Something like this,
yeah,
is it?
Something like this. But standard for the Indian kitchen, 20 mm should be more than fine.
Most people, and including me, we have a question about how stain resistant is quartz.
So I mean, like any other material, like quartz also has different grades. So the good quality quartz that which you see here, we are providing 10 years warranty minimum, and goes up to lifetime warranty in terms of what is there. So any stain, any crack, the factory will replace the whole slab free of cost.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. So this is completely tested, and for all of the users before buying, we tell them please take a sample home, do the haldi test or any stains, test it out for like 3-4 days, and only once you're comfortable then make the purchase.
That's awesome. So I'm going to take a couple of slabs from here and I'm going to perform the stain test at home. So let's see how that turns out. So that is the stain aspect. Now when it comes to durability in terms of cracks or breakages, which is an issue with a lot of natural stones like marble, how would you rate quartz?
I mean, in terms of density, it's the highest density compared to marble and granite. So it's very, very dense material, right? But still, like, I mean, there can be cracks. That is only during installation if it is not done properly and so on. As I told you, there is warranty on stain as well as any cracks.
So when it comes to fire safety, which is again something that most people are concerned about, how would you rate quartz?
No, this is, as I mentioned, completely fire resistant. Like for the normal cooking conditions, there's absolutely no issue. Right. And one of the most safe materials that you can use while cooking. Second, I want to talk about granite as an option for countertops. Granite is a much more economical product compared to quartz. It's almost one third the cost of quartz. But the only challenge with granite is it's available in limited colors, and mostly in dark colors is where the quality of the granite comes out. And
that's why it's typically blackish.
Typically blackish. Then you have some shades of brown and all of that, and granite is of course a tried and tested product, good for Indian conditions, and also like in terms of maintenance also it's fairly easy.
So when it comes to granite, obviously we've all grown up at some point, we've lived in homes with granite kitchen countertops, but like he said, it's very limiting because of the color options and the design options, and that's what has me very interested in quartz personally.
And the third product that we're going to talk about is Corian counters slabs. Now in Corian also you have multiple color options, as you can see. These typically come in 6 mm and 12 mm options. The advantages of Corian is that it's easily bendable product. Flexible, like if you see those curved countertops and everything, that's predominantly Corian that is used. But it's not recommended for Indian kitchens typically, where there's a lot of, because this product is prone to staining. So that's why we would typically not recommend where there's a lot of usage of like haldi and
Our kind of cooking
our kind
materials.
of cooking is not so much recommended, but great for general countertops where you want to make designs and all of those. Corian is a go-to product.
Yeah, and another option for countertops is full body tiles. This typically come in 15 mm. The pros with full body tiles is, like Quartz, you get a wide variety of options and various finishes ranging from glossy to matte, etc. Right? But and in terms of laying, everything also is pretty easy to lay these in terms of the countertop. But when it comes to the cons, it's not as dense a material compared to Quartz and Granite. And also, depending on the usage, if there is a lot of heat, it can be prone to cracks and it might break. And coming to the price, expensive than Granite and cheaper than Quartz, but it typically comes in 15 mm, while Granite and Quartz come in 20 mm.
So to wrap it up, we're going to quickly look at some pros and cons of each of these.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's start off with Quartz. The three top pros, if I have to mention about Quartz, one is that you get it in multiple colors with consistent color and pattern across, which makes it really, really beautiful, right? Second, it's high density material, right? Very strong, stable material with good heat resistance. And as I told, the high quality Quartz that we are providing is completely stain proof with warranty.
Yeah.
The cons a little expensive compared to the other options. Now coming to the other options, Corian, as I mentioned, like the pros is like it's bendable material, comes in different solid surfaces, like you have multiple colors that are available. Now coming to the cons, not heat proof, right? The bending is done because of heat. Second, you don't get it in natural colors, like it looks a little looks more synthetic material. And third, it's prone to stains in the Indian kitchen.
Okay, got it.
Now coming to Granite, the pros is it's very friendly on the pocket, right? It's a natural material that we are talking about. And now the cons is that it requires regular sealing, maintenance after every 5 years in terms of the product, right?
Is it?
Yes, yes.
Okay, I've never seen people doing it.
Yeah, I mean, it's also, it requires, people don't do it because they're just used to it. It is less dense compared to Quartz, right? So it might be susceptible to any hard object damage, cracking and all of that.
Okay. Now that we've taken a look at our countertop options, it's time to move on to backsplash options, because we are again not going with the backsplash provided by the builder, and also because of our safer choices when it comes to the laminates in the kitchen. We want some color and design element coming in through the backsplash tiles. So let's take a look at what's available to us here. So they have a lovely collection of tiles, and most of them are ceramic tiles. The variation is with regards to the sizing, like this is a subway tile. You also have more square tiles, 1x1 tiles, and of course there is a lot of differences when it comes to the design itself and the texture on the tiles. So this is a texture, you have this spine which you can feel. There are other tiles with different other textures and patterns on them. So I'm back home and I have brought some samples of the Quartz as well as the full body vitrified tile with me. Now I'm going to do the stain test on this, and for the stain test I have some coffee. I also have some homemade turmeric, and the ultimate weapon, I have some pickle here. Now we're going to leave this on for a few hours and then see how it fares when we wipe it off. As you guys may have seen, the coffee and the pickle oil did not leave any stain, but the haldi or turmeric definitely left its mark, and this isn't going even with a bit of dish soap and mild scrubbing with Scotch Brite pad. So we've decided to go ahead and use acetone or nail polish remover and see how it works. Thankfully, it seems to be doing the job just fine, and I think that makes us feel better about Quartz as an option, because otherwise it's a very durable and good looking material. The full body tile is surprising because even though it is not as strong as Quartz, it definitely is more stain resistant even to items such as haldi or turmeric. So that was a very raw and real picture of what's happening at our house, and we are currently in the process of trying to figure out what is the best countertop and backsplash option for us and for our kitchen. So I will keep you guys updated in the next video as to what we are going to go ahead and choose. For now, we are just still comparing and trying to figure out what's best for us. If you have any questions about whatever we spoke about and the materials we spoke about in this video, do leave it in the comment section and I'll try to get back to you with the best that I know. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.